season 5, and I swear to God, I don't feel like this show has been on for 5 years. It's a little crazy, but it is season 5, episode 1, The Big Apricot. And it's your boy Icon with another DC animated TV review for you, going over that Harley Quinn. And as always, before we get started, hit the notification bell, like and or subscribe to all my social medias, like my YouTube, my TikTok, my Instagram, my X, like even, I said even my Clubhouse, because we're on Clubhouse now. And let's get started, because here's some crazy stuff. So when the episode started, they did a whole recap of season 4. And when it came to things like Poison Ivy taking over as the leader of the Legion of Doom, when it came to Harley Quinn joining the Bat Family, Bruce Wayne was gone, Nightwing getting killed in that season, Harley and Poison Ivy going to the future and meeting their daughter, and then and then us finding out that Nightwing wasn't dead, that he came back to life and he was looking for Harley because Harley Quinn killed him while she was sleepwalking. And then even in the end, it turned out that we had the Gotham City Sirens, where Catwoman, Batgirl, Barbara Gordon, because she had got shot by the Joker and, she got paralyzed. So Harley Quinn, Poison Ivy, Catwoman, and Barbara, they formed a team together to become the Gotham City Sirens. All that was completely erased. As soon as they let us know when this episode started, everything that you saw last season amounts to diddly shit. Because it starts off with Gotham being in shambles. And then they said, oh, why is Gotham so full of crime? Like, why is everything in shambles? And they were like, oh, that's because the Bat Family disbanded and the Gotham City Sirens are no more. So we find out what happened to the Sirens. The Sirens, they were going on missions. And the problem with them going on missions was Catwoman was basically using them to trick them into helping her go on missions where she can steal precious jewels. And then they were supposed to run up on the Enchantress, who has a jewel around her neck, but the jewel around the Enchantress's neck actually has a demon in it that she uses to call, forth to do her power. So they ended up going after that, and then while they were on their way after the Enchantress, that's how this is basically the story about what happened with the Sirens. So Barbara, she's on the comm, she's on communication talking to them. And because she's at home in front of her computer and she's not actually there, everybody keeps referring to them as a 3-person team, which was pissing Barbara off. And then every time they kept saying, yeah, the 3 of us, the 3 of us, the 3 of us, Barbara got mad and she was like, yo, fuck this, I quit. Catwoman basically was like, I didn't want to save Gotham or save people, I just wanted to steal precious jewels. And then Harley Quinn and Ivy was just like, well, shit, we thought we were actually going to make a difference, but if nobody wants to do this shit, then we're out too. So that's how you killed the Sirens. And then they said that they were looking for the Enchantress because they were trying to find out what happened to Nightwing's body. So apparently nobody stole his body. He came out of the grave and he was walking around I think they put him in the Lazarus pit or something, but Nightwing's around, but we're just dropping that whole story. So it takes place 6 months later. Ivy and Harley, they're sitting in the penthouse, getting fat, having sex, basically doing nothing. And then while they're watching TV, they see Lois Lane on the news. Lois Lane said that in Metropolis, they're about to reveal a Superman museum. And she said it's an exclusive museum and only people that's the elite of the elite can get into the Superman museum. So that's when Harley got the idea. She was like, babe, we should go into the museum. We should find our way into the museum, because the two of them basically haven't done anything. Their lives have basically just been them sleeping, eating, fucking, going to the supermarket, going back home, fucking, watching more TV, and eating. So they wanted some excitement. So they end up going to Metropolis. They break it. Now, the funny thing is, they've been eating pizza, hamburgers, hot dogs, milkshakes, all sorts. They've been eating all this junk food for 6 months to a year. When the two of them ended up at the museum for the premiere of the Superman museum, you would have sworn they look like models. The two of them they didn't do no exercise, no nothing. But then they kept making fun of Lois for having neck surgery or something to get rid of the wrinkles or whatever on her neck. So they're at the gala. And while we're at the gala, we bump into good old Bruce Wayne, who basically said he left Gotham. He dipped on Gotham to build a new building in Metropolis because Lex blew up his last one in Gotham when he was on the moon. And then we find out that Bruce Wayne is dating Lena Luthor, who's a new character on the show, because Lex ended up going to prison for trying to blow up the Earth when he did the whole ray gun. So Lex is gone. The Luthors are black, and I've never seen a situation where the Luthor Lex's racial orientation was always up in the air. We didn't know if he was a bald black guy or if he was just a white dude with a tan, but his sister is clearly black. So that's, so we're going with the Luthors being black. So now the Luthors are being black. Lena Luthor, she's dating Bruce Wayne, and she's the one that's just like, oh, I built this museum to honor Superman, and I have these robots here that are designed to take care of the grounds and to keep the peace and everything. And then she said, I just want to let everybody know that I'm not my brother and that I'm here for like peace and to build a better Metropolis. So, but the problem is the robots are too good at their job, because with the robots, they stop crime. Like, they stop people from fighting. If somebody's robbing a bank, the robots goes and gets them. Like, Metropolis is basically like the safest city on the planet, which is a problem because if Superman lives in your city and you have all these robots that take care of everything, you don't have a need for Superman. Superman showed up for his own museum and he wasn't even really happy when he was at the museum, because he was just kind of depressed and just moping around. And then Harley and Ivy, they were trying to figure out what the hell the problem was, and they found out that Superman's most prized possession was being kept somewhere. So they did this whole acrobatic shit to go find his most private possession. When they found it, it turned out to be the blanket that he was wrapped in as a baby when he got sent to Earth. And then they were just like, well, this is some bullshit. So the next day, Lena Luthor ended up sending a message to Harley and Ivy because she wanted to talk to the two of them. Because Lena said that, I see the two of you as like visionaries. She's like, you're not just like some plant lady and a clown. She said that with Poison Ivy, she can use her plant powers to make Metropolis one of the most beautiful places of all time. And then she said she just likes the fact that Harley's like very unpredictable and she's like a loose cannon. Lena Luthor's whole thing is because she's rich and because she's like, like a rich snob, and because all she has is money, 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 money. The thing that appeals to her with Ivy and Harley, the two of them provide the one thing that Lena Luthor can never get, which is the unexpected and the unknown. Because when you're in a position where you can literally buy anything that you want, it's hard to surprise you. And the two of them represent everything that Lena wishes she had in her life. So she wants the two of them to stick around and help her, like try to make Metropolis into a better place. Now, Superman, Harley saw him because Harley had this weird thing where she said that like last season we do remember she saved Superman's life last season, and then she's upset because he never thanked her. But when she saved him, Superman looked her dead in the face and said, I knew you were always a hero at heart. But she's pissed. Now, that's like the highest praise you can get from Superman. Like when Superman looks you dead in the face and says, I always knew you were a hero, anybody would take that and like cream themselves and be like, oh my God. She's upset because he didn't actually say the words, thank you. And she was like stalking him the whole episode to get a thank you from him. But then when she found him depressed. And then when she went to sit and talk to him, like Harleen Quinzel, like the psychiatrist kicked in. When she was talking to him, he basically said that because the robots protect the city now, he feels like the museum isn't to honor him. He said he feels like the museum is like his tomb and like he's a relic now and nobody needs Superman anymore. Now, here's the part that actually pissed me off about that whole thing. Because Harley told him, she was like, well, if Metropolis is safe, then why don't you do something for yourself? She said, take care of Superman for a change. You spend so much time trying to save the planet, you never actually try to do anything for yourself. So she said, go on a trip, go to outer space and enjoy it. She's like, just enjoy life without having to be in a situation where you have to save people. And then he was like, you're right. He's like, it's about time I do something for me. But his whole thing from the beginning was he felt obsolete that he couldn't save anybody. And the thing, and then this is what pissed me off, because Metropolis and Gotham are across the river from each other. We saw the dark cloud of smoke all over Gotham City and the bright shining light that was all over Metropolis. If Superman is that bored, and if he feels that Metropolis doesn't need him anymore, and if he's out of touch and he's a relic because the machines do all the work, just go to Gotham. Gotham is literally on fire, and Gotham is burning. There's big ass rats all over the place. Villains are running wild. There's no Bat family to save Gotham because Bruce Wayne's in Metropolis. I'm like, bro, just go to Gotham. Like they need you in Gotham City. But he decided to take a vacation. Superman's going on a sabbatical, and he said that he's taken his good friend Clark Kent with him. And then Harley and Ivy thought that the reason why Harley and Ivy thought that the reason why Superman and Clark Kent were never in the same place at the same time is because they're gay. They're in a relationship together behind Lois Lane's back, and I thought that was hilarious. So finally, so the two of them decided like they got a condo in Metropolis. They decided to work with Lena Luthor. So now, after all those storylines that happened in season 4, after all this stuff, we've just abandoned it all. And now Harley and Ivy are going to live in Metropolis and do some shit with Lena Luthor. And then in the final credit scene, we find out that all those robots that are being charged with protecting the city, they're actually being controlled in outer space by Brainiac. And because Superman said he was going to go to outer space for his vacation, and Brainiac's in outer space controlling these robots, you could pretty much put two and two together. That's how the episode ended, and thank you for tuning in. So, I mean, we're off to a good start. They only gave us one episode, thank God, because I didn't have the energy to do reviews for multiple episodes today. But so new episodes come out every Thursday, so I look forward to reviewing it. And again, with all those storylines that I actually wanted to see, the ones that I wanted to finish, maybe we will get those resolved, because they did mention the Nightwing thing for a reason. You paid the actress that voices Barbara Gordon to come back, and I'm pretty sure you didn't do it for one scene in one episode. So I'm pretty sure at some point we're going to revisit the Nightwing thing, but right now it's about the robots, it's about Brainiac, and it's about Superman, and I look forward to seeing where Harley and Ivy fit in all this, and I look forward to sharing this with all of you. So right now we're only doing the Harley Quinn because we just concluded Creature Commandos. Check out my season finale for Creature Commandos is up on my channel. Also, I'm going to do a new series where every once in a while, when there's like some good superhero news or some geek news, whether video game, anime, or everything in between, we're going to quickly talk about those things, like, like a week in like superhero and comic and geek news. We'll do that. And then I said we're waiting for some other shows because the trailer for Daredevil Born Again came out. So Daredevil's coming out soon. I believe Peacemaker's coming soon. So if we get to review Peacemaker and Daredevil at the same time, that's going to be some dope-ass shit. And I look forward to reviewing it with all of you. And like I said before, check me out all over social media. So check me out on TikTok. Check me out on Instagram. Check me out on YouTube always, where you can leave your questions, comments, and concerns. Follow me on X, and definitely check out my audio reviews on Clubhouse. And we can continue to roll on for some more of the superhero goodness, the craziness, and everything else in between. So that was it, guys. So thank you for tuning in. Until next time, for some more Harley Quinn action, look out for the big apricot up, and away, because we're out this bitch!